Hi everyone, it's Rachel here, and I just want to welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. For today, we're going to be working on 5 craft projects all tied into this fall season that we're in. Let's go ahead and get started. For this craft, I'm going to be making a sign. I purchased this super cute box from the Dollartree. I went ahead and applied 2 coats of this Arts Mine Simply White chalk paint. One thing with this box, it does have this metal piece over here, so I will be using a screwdriver to go ahead and remove it because I want it to, with my box, to stand up. So I will remove this piece over here. Also too, I went ahead and cut out my sentiment Hello Fall. I was able to use scraps for this, so that's why it's so important to make sure you go ahead and save your scraps, because it's always great when you can use it for a simple project like this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my screwdriver, and I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this metal part. Whoopsie. Let's try that again. Gotta be very careful when it comes to removing these pieces here. So I got this one part here, and I will definitely save this piece because you never know when I can use this metal piece here for another project. All right, perfect. So I'll just remove those pieces here, and then I can always just maybe sand down this part over here, but other than that, it's perfect. So it's just gonna sit like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my weeder here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and weed out my sentiment here. Oopsie, let's try that again. Perfect here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it out, and I will ensure to link the font that I use in the description box below. So if you're looking for or to want to recreate any of the projects that I'm working on, I always like to ensure that I will link all of my information in the description box below. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some transfer tape here, and then I'm going to pick it up here on the side. Sometimes I struggle with getting the transfer tape up. Okay, there you go, perfect. So I'm going to take it here. And this vinyl here that I am using is from Cricut. So I'm using some Cricut, and this is black vinyl here. All right, so let me go ahead and grab my scraper. And it's important when you're doing this, you want to make sure you scrape the top part of this, and then also I like to ensure that I scrape the back too, because you just want to make sure that everything transfers over perfectly. So it's just always good just to scrape it a few times. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and lift it up on the side. And let's see how it went. Okay, perfect. So it transferred over perfectly. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab my box. And of course, you want to make sure that it is centered as best as I can. So I think that looks pretty good. All right, perfect. So I laid it down here. Oopsie, that one's too big. So let me go ahead and grab my smaller one. And this scraper, actually, I grabbed this one from the Dollartree. So sometimes you can get some really good items at the Dollartree for $1.50. I know in the US it's $1.25, but here in Canada, our items are $1.50. Okay, so I think I got it. It's pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually grab, since this is a little bit of a deeper box, I'm going to see if I can grab my transfer tape on the side here. Oops, see if I can get it. Oh, I'm struggling here to grab it. Okay, there we go. I think I got it now. All right, let's go ahead and peel it up. Oh my gosh, this is such a cute little sign. I love how that came out here. So perfect. Hello, fall. All right, so this is first project completed. For this next project, I am going to be customizing this pillowcase here that I purchased from Ikea. It's a really big pillowcase. It's 20 by 20 and it's made out of 100% cotton. So this is perfect for my next iron-on project. So let's go ahead and grab the sentiment that I am going to be placing on here and weed it out. My heat press is all ready and set to go. I have it set for 315 degrees for 30 seconds. I was able to find all of this information from the Cricut's website. So it's so very important to make sure that whatever type of material you're using for your particular projects, you want to have the correct heat setting. So just Google the Cricut heat guide and from there you'll be able to find out the correct settings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my first sentiment. So it's going to be over here. So it's going to say hello. And then my second one here, it's going to be pumpkin. It's going to have it kind of set like, actually, no, it's going to be like this. All right, it's going to be something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the first portion since it's a really big sentiment here. I'll do the top first and then I'll work my way to the bottom. But one thing I do want to mention is that I made sure that I have my zipper at the very bottom because I kind of like to hide it, especially when I'm placing it on my couches. So that's one thing I just wanted to mention is that my zipper, I have it here at the bottom. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with pressing it. The first thing I will make sure to do before I press it, I have my lint brush because of course there's little fibers and stuff here in this pillowcase because you want to make sure that you go ahead and remove that off first. So I'm just going to go ahead and okay, so that's perfect here. You see, you'll be surprised like how much lint is on the pillowcase. So now that is done, and then I'll go ahead and preheat both of these sections here. All right, so let's get started. I've had this cooling for a couple of minutes here since this one is cool to the touch when it comes to removing it. So let me go ahead and remove it off. Perfect. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, this looks so nice. All right, so for the next portion here, for this part, the pumpkin is going to go in right here. But since this part is exposed, I'm going to go ahead and grab some parchment paper here just to kind of cover it. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, I forgot. I had removed off the heating pad here. So let me just go ahead and add it back in. And then the same thing, what I'm going to do is going to go ahead and press this portion for about 30 seconds, the next portion for another 30 seconds, and I'll flip it over and do each portion again for 15 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lift the liner up. I've had this set aside for a couple of minutes since this one is a cool peel. So let me just go ahead and slowly start from this corner here. I just want to make sure that I don't see any lifting. And so far, it's looking really good. With this particular press, it is a firm press. So I just wanted to make sure, I guess because the type of material is a thicker material, just had to really press it hard. But so far, oh, this is perfect. Oh, I love how this looks. This is going to look perfect on my couch upstairs in my living room. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on our next project. For my next project, I am going to be customizing this sweater here. The type of material I'm going to be using is called a flocked vinyl. It's a transfer vinyl, which has a really nice feeling to it. It's kind of like a suede, fuzzy feeling to it. This is from Siser. So I'm going to go ahead and weed it out, and then we'll transfer it to this sweater here. Off camera, I went ahead and weeded out my sentiment, and I've also placed it here on my sweater. I thought this was just the perfect sentiment for the type of season that we're in. Before I did that, I actually went ahead and used my lint brush just to go over the area here that I've placed my sentiment. So when it comes to the temperature of my heat press, I have it set for 315 seconds, and I'm going to be pressing it for 15 seconds. Since my sentiment is a little bit larger than my heat press, I'm going to go ahead and do this first portion here, and then I'll do the other portion. Also, too, I was mindful of the zipper I don't want to place my heat press anywhere close to the zipper. So I was kind of mindful of that in regards to where I've placed the particular sentiment here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, and the type of peel is going to be warm, so I can go ahead and start peeling it off now. Oh my gosh, this came out so nice. Let me just actually go ahead and remove the heat mat here. Oh my gosh, and the feeling of this is just so nice. I love it. Oh, this is perfect. Can't wait to wear it. All right, let's go ahead and work on our next project. The next project I'm going to be working on is going to be this sign here. I got this sign from my local Dollarama here in Canada, and I paid $4 for this sign. I placed 2 coats of the white chalk paint, and I left the sides bare because I really like that look and that contrast with the white here. This is a heat transfer vinyl from Siser. I was shopping at my local vinyl store, and I saw this, and I was like, this definitely screams fall vibes for me. I love this burnt orange color here. I thought it's absolutely beautiful. So I thought this would be really great to use for my sign. So this is going to take a little while for me to weed out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll be right back. So I've completed weeding out my sentiments here for my sign. I absolutely love all of these words here because they definitely represent all things fall. One thing I wanted to mention is that my sign here is a 12 by 12 wooden sign, and then I cut this out at 11.5 by 11.5. For this particular project, I'm going to be using my power press, and I have it set here on a medium setting. So the other thing I'm going to grab is going to be some parchment paper, because I just want to make sure that I do protect, the surface and everything with it being wood. So I'll place this first, the sentiment on my wood, and then I'll also place this on top of that too, and just go ahead with my power press to do the transfer. I also do have my heat pad here in between my sign. I kind of just wedged it in here, so just to make sure that it gets as much heat onto this particular side. All right, so let's go ahead and put it together. I've had my sign set aside for a couple of minutes just to cool down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start from the corner here and just slowly lift the protective layer transfer sheet here. And I'm just basically here monitoring just to make sure that I don't see any lifting at all. And so far, it's looking really good. I just love the contrast of this burnt orange onto the white. It looks so good. All right, perfect. So I got a great transfer here. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. Let me actually go ahead and remove the power press mat here. So this is my wooden sign here. I just love how it came out. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to kind of add a couple more things to it. I'm going to grab some rope here. And then I also have some wooden beads. I purchased these from Amazon. And what I want to do is I'm going to attach it here. So it's just going to be the part that's going to hold up the sign. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my glue gun for me to go ahead and attach the piece together here. All right, so I have my glue gun here warming up. So with my rope here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and string through a few of these beads here. And then after, I'm going to attach it to the back. So that's what I'm going to do here. In total, I've used 18 wooden beads. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the end here of my rope here. And then I'm just going to also seal that part here with my heat gun here. So it's just kind of sealed over there perfectly. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip this over, my sign over here. And then I'm going to kind of place it. It's going to be probably around here. I do want to leave a little bit of space here. So I'm thinking probably, yeah, so we'll do it like about right here for the glue. A little hot here. Actually, I forgot. I do have these silicone protectors, so I should be using this for that portion. So let me go ahead and do it for this side and then do the same thing. And I'm just gonna have that pressed down here, so there's a little bit of movement between the beads here. Okay, so that actually did press down perfectly here. Okay, and then when we flip it over, it's going to be like that, which is perfect. But you know what? I think what I should do is I also have some popsicle sticks. So I think maybe I should just also add, see if I have another one that's a little bit longer. No, I don't. Okay, so but I think maybe what I should do is I'll probably just add 2 popsicle sticks here, just to kind of give it some additional reinforcement. I just don't want them to be seen. That's the only thing. So I think if maybe I'll just chop them down a little bit, or maybe just do half. Yeah, maybe just cut in half, but I just want to give it some additional reinforcement. So let me just go ahead and cut that off. Okay, so I got my scissors here, so I'm just going to cut them here in half. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think that will just help to kind of give an additional reinforcement for that to the back. So just add a little bit more of the glue and then put it down here like that and kind of press it down. Actually, maybe I should have added some more glue to the side. So I'll just kind of get some more to one side over here, and on the other side, I should have done that. I'll make sure I do that for the other side. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Instead of just doing it in the middle, just making sure you're kind of doing it on the sides too. Okay, so that That's good. Okay. Okay, and let me just do it. So I'm just going to put a whole bunch of the hot glue here on the side, and then put it down like that. And just press it down. And just help to give some additional reinforcement here to the back. Ooh, I have so much of the glue all over my fingers here. All right, so that's perfect. And then I'll just go ahead and just kind of snip this part here and that part here. All right, and then this is how this sign is going to look. Oh, I think that looks so great. I can't wait to hang it up in my living room. All right, so we have one more project to work on. The last project I'm going to be customizing today is going to be this glass mug. I absolutely love tea. I am not a coffee drinker. My husband is a coffee drinker in our family, but I've tried coffee twice in my life and I was not a fan of it at all. So definitely stick to my teas. I love so many different great herbal teas, peppermint tea. Right now I love apple cinnamon tea, peach tea, raspberry tea. Oh, there's so many amazing flavors out there. So I'm definitely a tea person. And when I saw this on Amazon, I thought, oh, this would be such a great cup that I can go ahead and customize. So what I'm going to be placing on the cup says, always be thankful. And I thought this was just such a cute sentiment. I did find this in a Cricut Design Space. So if you are a Cricut Access member, you can definitely utilize this sentiment, and it's part of the monthly subscription. So I thought this was really cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I have a lint-free wipe here. I'm just going to spray some alcohol, and I'm just going to wipe the area here that I'm going to be placing my always be thankful on. When it comes to placing my sentiments, I like to also place it on the opposite side from where I will be placing my mouth. And this is normally how I hold my glass cup in my right hand. So my sentiment is going to be on that side. So I'm just going to go and let that dry off for a moment. And then I have my transfer tape here. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my weeder here just to kind of get the end going here. Okay, so I have this, my transfer tape. And off camera, I went ahead and weeded it out just to kind of save on time, since in this video you've seen me do a couple of other projects where I have weeded out my sentiment here. So I'm just going to go ahead and scrape the top of it, and then on top of that too, I'm just going to go ahead and do the back, because I want to make sure that I have a perfect transfer when I have to place it here on my mug. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So let's just see here. Okay, perfect. And I absolutely love this color. It definitely screams fall vibes with this burgundy. It matches my nail polish here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my mouse. I have two here, and I kind of want to place it right here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my sentiment here. Okay, and we're just going to kind of place it kind of like right in the middle. Try to make sure that it's as straight as it can be. All right, that's perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and really scrape that down just to make sure that it transfers over perfectly onto the cup. And the type of vinyl this is Siser. Permanent vinyl, and again, it's such a beautiful color. Definitely have the fall vibes. Even wintertime, I could say you can definitely use this color. But when I saw that in my in the specialty vinyl store very close to my house, I thought, I'm like, yes, I have to get this color because I absolutely love this color. Okay, so I think that's good. So I'm going to slowly pick up the transfer tape here, and I don't see any bubbles. Let me see if I see any bubbles. No. Okay, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this. So perfect. And I did wash this ahead of time because it's always good to make sure that you do wash your cups and stuff like that before you do any type of project. So for this, I will have this setting aside, set aside for about 2 days or so before I use it. All right, so this is our last project for today. Here's a final look at all of the different projects I made for today. I absolutely love how each and every single one came out. I think my favorite one is definitely going to be the sweater. I've never used flocked vinyl before, and I was just so happy with how easy it was to weed out and put together, and also to how soft it feels. So if you've never used flocked vinyl before, I highly recommend for you to give it a try. I love how the pillowcase came out along with both of the signs, and on top of that too, the cup. Let me know in the comment box below which is your favorite project that I made for today, and if you plan on making any one of these. On top of that too, just a reminder that everything is linked below in the description box when it comes to the items, and on top of that too, the SVGs that I've used. If you like today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscriber button to stay up to date with all the different content that I'll be releasing here on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have yourself a great day. Take care, everyone. Bye.